Hey, it is Wednesday. It is somewhere, I don't know, what time is it, Zoe? Can you read the clock? It's 8 o'clock. Thanks for your help, buddy. All right, so I had a request that somebody wanted to see me do the build and record the video, but I find that a major pain in the ass because then I start focusing on, do I get the right shot, pausing it in time, and then blending it all together. So I will kind of just do updates. It's almost done. This is a simple build because I'm taking some of the LED lights and stuff off. So what you see here is, and ignore the wire, this is the back of the camera wire. So see if I can get in on here, focus in here. Okay, so you got a Cicada all-in-one. I had wired up the motors. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do or just leave them alone. Where are we? Let me go back up here. All right. So I got the wires, you wire them up. I didn't feel like dealing with the Betaflight and swap it around on there with the motor, so I just swapped the wires around. For you new guys out there, it's a neat little tip. You got your 3 wires, your 3 prongs on the board or ESCs or whatever, and then you got your 3 wires. Your middle wire always goes to the middle, and then you got your other 2. And it's a 50-50 shot if you get it right. So you can go into Betaflight or the SpeedyBee app, go into the motor spot, and then you can spin the motors and it tells you if it's spinning in the right direction. And then if it's not, you can swap 2 wires here, you can swap them at your connection, or you can go on BL Heli or whatever and swap them there. I was already in it, so I'm like, you know what, screw it, I will just swap the wires around. I still got to clean up moving some wires around just so it's a little more cosmetic. But I got my wires done. I got my connections inside here. Trying to figure out in the last video where I wanted to run the VTX and the receiver. Where is the monster receiver? So I was going to run this receiver, and this thing is a beast. So I decided not to run it because it doesn't fit the way that I like it to down in here. So I'm picking up another mini one that should be here tomorrow, like I put in Tata's. It's going to drop in here, and that'll be pretty easy. My receiver wires will run probably underneath, and then I got the 3 connections there. Boom, done. All right, so the VTX, simple. I got my power and ground right up here. I'm using the 5 volt for the camera because it can take down to 5 volts. And then you got your signal wire to your VTX. I like running my VTXs upside down on the top plate. So, humor me, it'll sit here and it'll sit flat. I don't want to run the wire down and around and back and forth and all that stuff. So I wanted to keep it clean. So what I did was I took some heat shrink and just glued it along here. It's not shrunk down, so the wire will come in and out. If there's ever a break, I can swap that. So it runs it clean, and then it'll just sit in here. And always leave a little bit of slack. For your new builders, you want a little bit of slack. If you crash and flip around, in the crash, these wires are going to get yanked and tugged if the camera gets smashed out. So instead of destroying the product, you'll have a little bit of slack. So you got to compromise that OCD like I have, and the look of it, and just leave a little bit of extra wire. And then I'm going to power. Where's my little plugs I just had? Okay. So I'm going to power the VTX because it's 7 to something volt, 24 volt, right off the, go focus back in here, right off the terminals of the battery, which this thing is going to sit right underneath. In most cases, you could just disconnect this plug and then you'd be able to take the plate off. But in the crash, when it was Reaper, because the wires were too tight, when I did a inverted flip, it yanked the power wire out, and that's how I lost the video and ended up crashing and destroying that beautiful cowl setup that Quadfather had made me. So this is hot glued in place, so that won't happen. But what I'm going to do for the power and ground, and God bless, I save all these little things from Tiny Whoop. Just a male, female, I don't even know what the hell connector that's called. But it's the factory battery plug that you get on Tiny Whoop. So I'm just going to solder these onto the wires and then tag them on there. That way I can disconnect it, so I can take the top plate off if I want to ever change anything out or fix something after a crash or whatever. Motors, no problem, fit on there. I had to use a little different size motor bolt screw Allen key thing because the plate is so freaking thick on here. But other than that, we'll stay tuned on the flight build. The receiver is, like I said, coming up, and then we'll be going there. I had an LED programmed already to this, which you're not going to really see. Just let me focus right there. You got 3 little ports right here. I might run it underneath there again. I kind of like how that looks in the front, because if you're flying FPV, then it doesn't matter. It's on the back or whatever, and we'll go from there. But that's just a quick Wednesday hump day update. Hopefully get out and fly a little bit Sunday. We'll see. I'm supposed to go trap shooting on Sunday again, and if the weather holds up, we'll get together. If I can get a couple guys together Saturday, we'll do some flying or some yard whooping. Take the fixed whoop out again. I'm going to work on the nose and try to cut out that stupid notch that I was dumb enough to put the camera in the front. But we'll see. So thank you guys. All the new subscribers, welcome. Stay tuned. Any questions, feel free to hit me up anytime, and I look forward to all your comments. God bless. Peace out.